I think university is a time where you find yourself. This is a time where I've truly learnt my potential and what I'm capable of.
We had 24 students from the University of Newcastle come along to Borneo. We spent 3 days in the Borneo jungle and we looked at orangutans in their habitat. It was amazing.
The skills that I've gained over those years and even watched and reflected on how much I've learnt, it amazes me.
I'm the first one in my family to graduate. My dad always said to me, he said, only brain can make a man. That means only knowledge can make a man. And I always had, the voice of my dad in the back of my head, saying that I could do it. Graduation was a major achievement in my life.
I started the university as an able-bodied kid, and then I had an accident after my second year. So that dream as a young kid from a disadvantaged background of throwing that cap and gown into it almost puts a tear in my eye of having that sense of achievement.
I was doing some volunteer work. One of the volunteer boss said to me that if you really like helping people, why don't you become a nurse? I want graduates to be bold, be courageous, and be your best.
I think it is very important to focus on your purpose because there will be a lot of issues, a lot of challenges facing ahead, and being able to overcome each time, I think it's what's important.
It's a wonderful feeling to be an alumni. You have this connection with other alumni, other students who have graduated.
Not just national, but also it's global scale.
Having a community behind you is probably the greatest thing you can have, apart from your family and friends, because it really is just a bigger version of them.
A family that is now around the world.
We've all come together as one, and we're all going to be lifelong friends.
I just enjoy the moment.
Words can't describe it.
It lasts a few seconds, but you really will remember it forever.
The world is your oyster. You really don't know what it's going to be tomorrow. You don't know what it's going to be the next day, but take every single opportunity that comes your way.
Congratulations, graduates.
Congratulations, graduates.
Congratulations, graduates.
Welcome to our global alumni community.
Good afternoon. Welcome, graduates and guests, to this very special occasion. To comply with safety regulations, I'd like to point out to you the emergency exits here in the Great Hall. I'd ask that you please take a moment to note your nearest green emergency exit sign. As a courtesy to everyone in the room, we ask that you please take a moment to switch any mobile devices to silent. We acknowledge that this is a long-awaited occasion. COVID-19 has likely further extended your wait. The situation has also required us to make some modifications to today's ceremony. Graduates, under this different ceremony format, we ask that you rise from your seat when your name is called and remain standing in front of your chair, facing forward while your qualification is announced. You will then acknowledge your achievement by doffing, that is, tipping your cap towards the Chancellor. You can then retake your seat as the audience applauds. Your guests should remain seated. At the conclusion of today's ceremony, we will instruct each graduate and your guests when it is time to leave your seats. You will be exiting in turn using the front and rear doors, and a photograph will be taken of both you and your guests. An electronic copy of this photograph will be available to all graduates to access and share. Graduates, in May, you will be sent an invitation to complete the Graduate Outcome Survey. This survey gathers feedback on your higher education experience to improve the experience for future students. We strive to provide the best university experience possible for all of our students, but this cannot be achieved without your important and valuable feedback. We would appreciate you keeping an eye on your email to your university account so that you can help assist with this important survey. Some of the terminology used in today's ceremony may be unfamiliar to you. To assist in your appreciation of the ceremony, we have provided a history of graduation and an explanation of terms in the graduation booklet. The academic procession will enter the Great Hall in just a few moments. When the procession enters, we ask that you please rise and remain standing as we all sing the national anthem. We hope you enjoy this very special occasion. Thank you.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this very special graduation ceremony. On behalf of the University of Newcastle, I respectfully acknowledge the traditional custodians, the Pambalong clan of the Awabakal people, on whose traditional land this campus is located, and I pay my respects to elders present, past and emerging. As Chancellor of this university and a graduate myself, I'm honoured to be able to celebrate this major milestone in your academic journey. Each of our university's graduates is unique And each year through these ceremonies, we celebrate their success. This year's graduates are indeed an inspiration. Before me sits a group of people whose determination and resilience is remarkable by any measure. We all know that in the past 2 years, we've faced unprecedented challenges. The pandemic has had a profound impact on every person in this room. And the crisis came right on the heels of major natural disasters of floods and fires, which had already taken their toll on many of our students. This ceremony acknowledges your drive and determination to succeed. Graduates, today you take with you a degree from one of the finest institutions in the world. Newcastle is acknowledged for delivering excellence in education to some 39,000 students. Our degree programs are designed to prepare you for life and work after you graduate and connect you with your industries and communities. Similarly, our research is focused on delivering impact and innovation with a steady focus on working with partners to support the development of our regions. The university's focus on excellence in education and research sits hand in glove with a long-held commitment to equity. We offer the opportunity of education to students from all walks of life who have talent and determination. 1/4 of our students are from low socioeconomic backgrounds, and we have the largest number of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander students of any Australian university. We are proud of every student, and we are committed to providing the best learning environment and opportunities to help them realise their potential. Today's celebration of the completion of your studies marks another important milestone, your entry into the University of Newcastle Alumni Network, and you're in very good company. One example is Monica Goforth, who completed a Master of Social Change and Development in 2011. Monica has dedicated her life to breaking the cycle of poverty and has worked with rural communities in Guatemala since 2014. She has worked with them to install solar panel to 19 schools and community centres and has put in green technology solutions to help local fish farmers and honey producers. Monica Goforth absolutely lives our values of excellence, equity, engagement and sustainability. She's using the education she had here at the University of Newcastle to work at the grassroots level to bring electricity and clean water to households and schools. It's impressive work. Our alumni network is vast. Another alumna is Dr. Scott Sleep. He's one of Australia's leading educations in STEM, science, technology, engineering and maths, and just a few years back was awarded the Prime Minister's Prize for Excellence in Science and Teaching. Scott completed his Bachelor of Education here in 1996 and his PhD in Environmental Engineering in 2015. His work through the STEM industry school partnerships is all about getting school teachers to be able to teach science, technology, engineering and maths in a way to really engage students. Instead of teachers being the font of all knowledge, Scott runs a program focused on getting students to lead their learning by getting hands-on. Scott helped develop a course that saw a 20% increase in the number of local students who were taking STEM subjects in the Hunter at a time when the rest of the state was in decline. And his work that's developed right here in the Hunter, is now used in 30 countries. You are united with achievers like Monica Goforth and Dr. Scott Sleep, and the people sitting around you as an alumnus of our university. Our network of passionate and talented alumni stretches across the world, now comprising 155,000 members in 149 countries. The network and its chapters offer unique opportunities to connect professionally and socially with other alumni, and I really do encourage you to stay in touch. Today is the culmination of many years of hard work, and this ceremony is a symbol of all you've experienced and achieved during your time at the university. This includes an acknowledgement of the support of your family and friends who've been with you every step of the way on your journey to today. To family and friends, we sincerely thank you for the important role you've played in reaching this important milestone. I now call on the Deputy Vice-Chancellor, Global Engagement and Partnerships, Professor Kent Anderson, to present a candidate for an honorary degree.
Chancellor, I have the great pleasure in presenting to you Dr. Donna Odegaard, AM, for admission to the degree of Doctor of Letters, honoris causa. Dr. Odegaard is a proud Larrakia woman, has led an extraordinary career as a pioneer in Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander broadcasting, a business leader and a highly influential voice in the preservation, advocacy, and celebration of Indigenous cultures. Dr. Odegaard's career has been defined by her entrepreneurial spirit, quest for knowledge, and unwavering commitment to improving the lives of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people. She has been involved in Aboriginal land claims and native title claims and has been a champion for Indigenous issues. Among her many achievements, Dr. Odegaard's leadership and evidence were instrumental in the successful Kenby land claims, the longest-running Aboriginal land claim case in Australia's history. Her involvement in the case fueled her interest in the treatment of Aboriginal land claims in the Australian justice system. Dr. Odegaard devoted her master's thesis and Doctor of Philosophy in Aboriginal Studies, both undertaken here at the University of Newcastle, to investigate Indigenous legal issues, including the determination of native title and land right claims. A hallmark of Dr. Odegaard's contribution to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders communities is her role as the founder and chief executive officer of the Aboriginal Broadcasting Australia. Established in 2000, Aboriginal Broadcasting Australia is the nation's largest privately owned medical media network and the first media network that is wholly owned and controlled by Indigenous people. A leader in business and the community, Dr. Odegaard is also the director, co-chair, and member of various Indigenous and governmental boards, which aim to protect Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander rights. This includes her recent appointment as co-chair of the National Indigenous Voice Co-Design Group, which works to influence Australian policy in relation to Indigenous issues. Over her impressive 4-decade career, Dr. Odegaard has been honoured with some of Australia's highest honours. In 2016, she became a member of the Order of Australia. She was the first woman and the first Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander to receive the Sir John Story Lifetime Leadership Award in 2018 for significant leadership in Indigenous affairs and business. She has also been awarded the Indigenous Alumni Award in 2012 by the University of Newcastle. Today, our University Council is delighted to honour this honorary degree in recognition of Dr. Odegaard's outstanding service to Indigenous cultural heritage, broadcast media, and reconciliation. Chancellor, I present to you Dr. Donna Odegaard, AM, for admission to the degree of Doctor of Letters, honoris causa.
By the authority conferred upon me by the Council, I hereby admit Dr. Donna Odegaard AM to the degree of Doctor of Letters, honoris causa.
Congratulations, Dr. Odegaard. I now invite Dr. Odegaard AM to provide today's occasional address.
Forgive my soft speaking voice. Chancellor, members of council, staff of the university, families and friends of graduates, and most importantly, our graduates. I'd also like to acknowledge the Awabakal people, the traditional owners and custodians of this land, as is my custom, as a Larrakia Aboriginal elder and also a Torres Strait Islander woman. Thank you for those kind words. I can take this off. Makes it easier. Thank you. Thank you for those wonderful words. And I would like to just open up by saying that I feel very humbled, incredibly honoured and proud, not just for Donna Odegaard, but for my community and the literally hundreds of Aboriginal communities that I represent in what I do. It may be, in some part, be hard to understand, but when we undertake what we do, and in particular, from our cultural background, firstly, we have to do it with a good heart. And that speaks for itself. Secondly, I've been pretty much told what I need to do from my father, who was a lawman in every cultural sense and spoke 5 languages. You need to do this to help our people, but you can't do it if you are confrontational. You need to bring others along. So this has always been my approach. My father passed away 20 years ago, just before, well, actually, I was about to receive my Master's award for some work that I had done that he requested, and that was on the Kemby land claim. And in that, it really spoke volumes for me personally, because it's all about who we are and what we wanted if we were to claim our land back, what the law provides, and then the reality. Now, to find a university that will enable me to speak in that kind of narrative so that I could translate it back to my elders, my father, my community, and for the broader Indigenous community to understand, I needed to find that university that would help me. So I tried many universities, and in the late 90s, a chance meeting with Professor Nerida Blair and now Emeritus Professor John Lester opened the doors, warmly welcomed me. And at the time, there was a focus on Indigenous knowledges, so it was a perfect fit, conducive to what I wanted to do, to what I could translate back to how I could make an impact. So there are many people to thank, but most of all, I had a safe place. This became my safe place. Out of the land claim courts, giving evidence year after year on behalf of my father, who refused. So the Kemby land claim went for 39 years, and it was actually at the table with the Chief Minister and the Minister for Indigenous Affairs and the Land Council when that agreement was crafted and our land was handed back in 2016. So this is the impact of choosing a university that will give me a voice. And this is why I believe so much in the voice to Parliament, the Uluru Statement from the Heart, the From the Heart campaign, the referendum campaigns. However, I have to focus on what I do with that sense of responsibility with my elders behind me, giving me permission to speak. So to that, when our Chancellor said, talked about global engagement, well, I have to say I'm deeply involved in global engagement with First Nations people around the world. And I was in Vancouver in 2019 when I met JP Gladue, who was a First Nations Canadian who happened to head up some really big companies in Canada. And it just so happened that he studied at the University of Newcastle. So that's where we were able to connect, and to this day, whether it's Māori in New Zealand, whether it's Canada, the US, in Asia, we have this global connection. And this is where I see what we need to do on the ground to improve the lives of our people, and having those connections and having our university, being part of this alumni, is such a source of pride, because I, from time to time, I come across other leaders in far more high leadership roles who proudly say, I studied at the University of Newcastle. I come from the bush, I come from poverty, and I love that place, and I still do. So I am strongly grounded in my roots and where I come from. What I can do, though, is I can advocate for my people because I've been given this opportunity. And up until I did study at the University of Newcastle, I was so completely shy and so quiet. And my father saying, you've got to do this now, girl. And it was terrifying. But here's where I am now, and this is why I want to say to each and every one of the graduates, you are the now, the future, and you take all of this that embodies this university and go forward, because I would never have found my voice. I would still be in a place that didn't allow me to speak in that narrative that I do today. So my children have both undertaken and graduated in their degrees, and my grandchildren are leaders in their own right, and I have 4 great-grandchildren. So you see how we're looking at it just as a natural evolution that filters down into the next generation, because we are leading by example. And I'm so grateful to be a student, a graduate of the University of Newcastle, and I maintain that loyalty. And I was sitting with some of the leaders of the country when I received the news that I was to be awarded an honorary doctorate of letters, and I did receive a resounding applause. But for me, it was like, when I go back to my community, they're going to ask me, what's that for? What do we get, what is it doing for us? Well, I can tell you the important thing is that we walk alongside each other. And one of the, I suppose, the most impressive or greatest events in our recent history is the walk across the Sydney Harbour Bridge, where everyone joined. There was no distinction between race, colour, gender, or anything. We just were walking in unison, and that's the way forward, in my view. So I'm not going to take up too much more time, but I want to say here are some of the achievements since I first entered this university. Well, I achieved my master's, I achieved my PhD on treaty. There is still no other work on treaty in the country, that compares to the way that I presented it, which is all about coexistence. And this is why I was appointed to the role of co-chair, to co-design the voice to Parliament. It was based on those values. If we will achieve nothing or overcome disadvantage unless we have that approach. So they were my two. And my father, before he passed, and I was undertaking my masters, he told everyone that, well, my daughter's going to be a doctor now. And so it was kind of like a self-fulfilling prophecy. I had to do the doctorate. So I dedicated much to him. So a few of those awards were read out, but I'm also the naming lady and commissioning lady for HMAS Larrakia. And I know we are saltwater people. You know, our emblem speaks volumes about that attachment. But there's also, you know, in addition to the wonderful award as Indigenous Alumni recipient, and the Order of Australia, must understand that that's come from my studies and unlocking this, what was going on in my head since I was a little girl, how are things going to get better? Why do we have to live like this? So it's what we put back. It's always about putting back, and seeing the little ones here, you know, having families that have instilled those values to their children, flows on to the community, society, and that's the place that I love to be. So I'm going to close now, but I just want to again pay tribute to this university, those who have come before me, those who have assisted me along my journey, and I encourage us all to be mentors for our fellow students and those coming through the university. And I've always made it known that I will be connected to this university for as long as I can, and I'm always available. I'm accessible. So thank you so much. And once again, congratulations, importantly, to our graduates today. And I hope we can all aspire to be, or you can aspire to be the leaders in your chosen field. And sometimes that takes you a bit off to other areas. Well, that's good too, because in what I do, everything is connected. We're all connected. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Odegaard. The University of Newcastle does have a very proud record of teaching, but also learning from Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples. And we're determined that we'll play a part in not just talking about bridging the gap, but delivering outcomes. And education is at the heart of delivering outcomes. And it's very pleasing, thrilling indeed, to see graduates such as Dr. Odegaard and the very significant achievements they're making. So thank you very much for your occasional address, Dr. Odegaard, and once again, congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, we've now come to a very important aspect of this ceremony, and for this I'd like all of the graduates to please stand. Just the graduates? Thank you. A little bit of formality. As Chancellor of this university, I now officially confer awards to all those candidates who fulfil the conditions of admission of that award. And I wonder if everybody would now please join me in applauding the wonderful achievement of our graduates. Graduates, be seated. Thank you. Please resume your seats. Thank you. I now call on Professor John Fischetti, Pro Vice-Chancellor for the College of Human and Social Futures, to present today's graduates. Professor Fischetti.
Good afternoon, Chancellor and esteemed guests. It's particularly noteworthy, Chancellor, to be here today. This group has gone through bushfires, floods, and a pandemic, and to achieve what you've achieved is really fantastic. Congratulations to everyone for your accomplishments. Chancellor, I present to you the candidates who have fulfilled the conditions for admission to awards of this university. Graduates, would you please stand as your name is announced? Doctor of Philosophy graduates have undertaken a program of independent supervised study for the equivalent of up to 4 years of full-time study. These graduates have produced significant and original research outcomes, culminating in a thesis which has been independently examined by external experts of international standing. Today, the university is proud to honor graduates who have satisfied the rigorous criteria for the award of Doctor of Philosophy. Alexander Taylor, graduating with a Doctor of Philosophy. Dr. Taylor's thesis is entitled Customer Empowerment and Inspiration in Branded Virtual Experiences. Dr. Taylor. Alex Akampong, graduating with a Doctor of Philosophy. Dr. Akampong's thesis is entitled Empirical Essays on Institutions, Institutional Origin and Sustainable Development, Global Perspective within particular reference to Sub-Saharan Africa. Dr. Akampong. Mary Ampasa, graduating with a Doctor of Philosophy. Dr. Ampasa's thesis is entitled Inclusive Growth, Income Inequality, and Poverty Reduction in Sub-Saharan Africa, 3 empirical essays. Dr. Ampasa. Jefferson Arapak, graduating with a Doctor of Philosophy. Dr. Arapak's thesis is entitled Trust in People, Society, and Institutions. Dr. Arapak. Christine Armstrong, graduating with a Doctor of Philosophy. Dr. Armstrong's thesis is entitled Organizational Responses to Consumer Complaints on Facebook Business Pages, the Effect on Consumer Behaviors and Attitudes. Dr. Armstrong. Frances Ejonas, graduating with a Doctor of Philosophy. Dr. Ejonas' thesis is entitled Regional Integration, Trade Duration, and Economic Growth in the East African Community, 3 empirical essays. Dr. Ejonas. Peter Hallowell, graduating with a Doctor of Philosophy. Dr. Hallowell's thesis is entitled Leadership Coaching's Efficacy and Effect Mechanisms. Dr. Hallowell. Timothy Hassel, graduating with a Doctor of Philosophy. Dr. Hassel's thesis is entitled Talent and Age, How do Human Resource Manager Meanings of Talent Influence Their Perceptions of Older Workers? Dr. Hassel. Amanda Kennedy, graduating with a Doctor of Philosophy. Dr. Kennedy's thesis is entitled Beyond Celebrity Endorsement, New Opportunities for Celebrity Advertising and Branding. Dr. Kennedy. Bernadette Mathias, graduating with a Doctor of Philosophy. Dr. Mathias's thesis is entitled The Impact of Group Singing on Stroke Recovery, a Feasibility Study of the Brainwaves Choir. Dr. Mathias. Tai Min Hai Nguyen, graduating with a Doctor of Philosophy. Dr. Nguyen's thesis is entitled Examining the Drivers of Customer Responses to Social Media Experiences. Dr. Nguyen. Tai Quinn Trong Nguyen, graduating with a Doctor of Philosophy. Dr. Nguyen's thesis is entitled Tourismscapes and Destination Sustainability, a case study of Da Nang and Hue, Vietnam. Dr. Nguyen. Lisette Olivier, graduating with a Doctor of Philosophy. Dr. Olivier's thesis is entitled Customer Perceived Valued in Periodic Hallmark Events, Conceptualization and Impacts on customer outcomes. Dr. Olivier. Sadhani Tong, graduating with a Doctor of Philosophy. Dr. Tong's thesis is entitled Managerial Quality, Firm Performance, Technical Efficiency and Productivity in New Zealand. Dr. Tong. Chancellor, a professional doctor is awarded to a graduate who has successfully completed a program of study which includes both coursework and research components. The degree is awarded on the basis of performance, not only in research and a thesis, but also in related coursework. The graduates have developed in-depth analytical and critical skills, reflective and beyond the master's coursework level. These students have undertaken the equivalent of up to 3 years of full-time study. Chancellor, I present to you Craig Morrison, graduating with a Doctor of Business Administration. Dr. Morrison's thesis is entitled The Influence of Business Failure Awareness upon Renaissance Entrepreneurial Intention, an application of the theory of planned behavior. Dr. Morrison. Chancellor, I present Andrew Mawatha, graduating with a Doctor of Business Administration. Dr. Mawatha's thesis is entitled Leveraging Big Data-Based Competitiveness in Emerging Markets, a Dynamic Capabilities Perspective. Dr. Mawatha. A Master by Research is a degree awarded to graduates who have successfully completed a program of supervised research for the equivalent of up to 2 years of full-time study. Through the examination of a thesis conducted by external examiners of internal standing, these graduates have demonstrated expert, specialized cognitive and technical skills and an integrated understanding of a complex body of knowledge that includes the understanding of recent developments in their field. They are also able to apply an advanced body of knowledge, research principles and methods in a range of contexts to demonstrate a high level of autonomy, expert judgment, and accountability. Chancellor, I present to you Ella Rose Hugo, graduating with a Master of Philosophy. Dr. Hugo's thesis is entitled Necessary Corruption, When the Ends Justify the Means, a Study of Latin America. Ms. Hugo. Congratulations to these higher degree by research graduates. Chancellor, I will now present graduates of postgraduate coursework degrees. Hillary Barton, graduating with an Executive Master of Business Administration with distinction. Kerry Taylor, graduating with an Executive Master of Business Administration with distinction. Ryan Palmer, graduating with an Executive Master of Business Administration. Nicholas Webb, graduating with an Executive Master of Business Administration. Nguyen Trong Phuc Phu Tron, graduating with a Master of Business Administration and a Master of Applied Finance with distinction. John Cavall, graduating with a Master of Business Administration, a Master of Applied Finance, and a Graduate Certificate in Business Administration. Chen Zhang, graduating with a Master of Business Administration, a Master of Applied Finance, and a Graduate Certificate in Business Administration. Kai-Hong Wong, graduating with a Master of Business Administration, a Master of Human Resource Management, and a Graduate Certificate in Business Administration. Dervasen Kamoksu, graduating with a Master of Business Administration and a Master of Human Resource Management. Wan Fang, graduating with a Master of Business Administration with distinction and a Master of International Business. Samantha Lawrence, graduating with a Master of Business Administration and a Master of International Business. Ziki Zhao, graduating with a Master of Business Administration and a Master of International Business. Jessica Drury, graduating with a Master of Business Administration with distinction and a Master of Marketing with distinction. Jennifer Hansen, graduating with a Master of Business Administration with distinction and a Master of Marketing with distinction. Jessie McGuire, graduating with a Master of Business Administration with distinction and a Master of Marketing with distinction. Lee Chen, graduating with a Master of Business Administration, a Master of Marketing, and a Graduate Certificate in Business Administration. Haiyang Wang, graduating with a Master of Business Administration, a Master of Marketing, and a Graduate Certificate in Business Administration. Shantanu Ahmad, graduating with a Master of Business Administration and a Master of Marketing. Alexandria Carruthers, graduating with a Master of Business Administration and a Master of Marketing. Hudson Fallon, graduating with a Master of Business Administration and a Master of Marketing. Anil Matt, graduating with a Master of Business Administration and a Master of Public Health. Sebastian Grummett, graduating with a Master of Business Administration and a Graduate Certificate in Business Ji-Xiao Guo, graduating with a Master of Business Administration and a Graduate Certificate in Business Administration. Arabella Kong, graduating with a Master of Business Administration and a Graduate Certificate in Business Administration. Emma Keating, graduating with a Master of Business Administration and a Graduate Certificate in Business Administration. Raul Batara, graduating with a Master of Business Administration with distinction. Jarrett Muller, graduating with a Master of Business Administration with distinction. Joanne Rigby, graduating with a Master of Business Administration with distinction. Tarsha Roberts, graduating with a Master of Business Administration with distinction. Cian Rover, graduating with a Master of Business Administration with distinction. Andrew Riles, graduating with a Master of Business Administration with distinction. Christopher Tinworth, graduating with a Master of Business Administration with distinction. Sarah Tyler, graduating with a Master of Business Administration with distinction. Yarn Zahn, graduating with a Master of Business Administration with distinction. Renee Blanche, graduating with a Master of Business Administration. Rahul Chowdhury, graduating with a Master of Business Administration. Francisco Durney, graduating with a Master of Business Administration. Russell Haffey, graduating with a Master of Business Administration. Kuram Khan, graduating with a Master of Business Administration. Nobali Kumala, graduating with a Master of Business Administration. Belinda Lattimore, graduating with a Master of Business Administration. Matthew Madden, graduating with a Master of Business Administration. Christopher Marsh, graduating with a Master of Business Administration. Mark McLennan, graduating with a Master of Business Administration. Thanmari Matsumari, graduating with a Master of Business Administration. Leonard Ukumbaye, graduating with a Master of Business Administration. Varun Puri, graduating with a Master of Business Administration. Scott Sarich, graduating with a Master of Business Administration. Kaloy Sinha, graduating with a Master of Business Administration. Pippa Spinks, graduating with a Master of Business Administration. Sarah Wallace, graduating with a Master of Business Administration. Hunan Zhu, graduating with a Master of Business Administration. Kartika Murugaya, graduating with a Master of Business Administration Global with distinction. Jasanpreet Kaur, graduating with a Master of Business Administration Global. Vikas Padey, graduating with a Master of Business Administration Global. Sajad Rana, graduating with a Master of Leadership in Management and Education and a Graduate Certificate in Business Administration. Tori Curran, graduating with a Graduate Certificate in Business Administration and a Bachelor of Psychological Science. Elle Fraser, graduating with a Graduate Certificate in Business Administration. Mandita Goswami, graduating with a Graduate Certificate in Business Administration. Sarah Jacobs, graduating with a Graduate Certificate in Business Administration. Kalani Morgan, graduating with a Graduate Certificate in Business Administration. Justin Roberts, graduating with a Graduate Certificate in Business Administration. Katie Rutkowski, graduating with a Graduate Certificate in Business Administration. Abby Punton, graduating with a Graduate Certificate in Human Resource Management and a Bachelor of Business. Chancellor, that concludes the presentations of graduates at this time.
Professor Fischetti. We'll now enjoy a short musical interlude by Heather Price and Terence Koo, performing Summertime by George Gershwin. Both Heather and Terence are graduates of our university's music program.
Fish are jumping with Daddy, Daddy and Mammy. Standing by.
Heather and Terence, thank you. Thank you indeed. I now invite Dr. Bobai Choi, Deputy Head of School Research Training, Newcastle Business School, to present graduates of undergraduate degrees.
Chancellor, I present graduate of undergraduate degree. Nicholas Coppage, graduating with a Bachelor of Business and a Bachelor of Innovation and Entrepreneurship. Rory Duff, graduate with a Bachelor of Business and a Bachelor of Innovation and Entrepreneurship. Sinead Doyle, graduating with a Bachelor of Business and a Diploma in Languages. Jingjing Chen, graduating with a Bachelor of Business with distinction. Emma Hampson, graduating with a Bachelor of Business with distinction. Emily Lamborn, graduating with a Bachelor of Business with distinction. Yue-Ting Liu, graduating with a Bachelor of Business with distinction. Tamua Ali, graduating with a Bachelor of Business. Grace Bate, graduating with a Bachelor of Business. Courtney Charlson, graduating with a Bachelor of Business. Sarah Clark, graduating with a Bachelor of Business. Stacey Coombs, graduating with a Bachelor of Business. Kaylee Crompton, graduating with a Bachelor of Business. Catherine Danelius, graduating with a Bachelor of Business. Larissa Dean, graduating with a Bachelor of Business. Thomas Devlin, graduating with a Bachelor of Business. Mariam Diallo, graduating with a Bachelor of Business. Louis Drayton, graduating with a Bachelor of Business. Nicholas Fakes, graduating with a Bachelor of Business. Shelby Fallon, graduating with a Bachelor of Business. Lucas Hendricks, graduating with a Bachelor of Business. Simon Hoffman, graduating with a Bachelor of Business. Benjamin Johnson, graduating with a Bachelor of Business. Kirandeep Kaur, graduating with a Bachelor of Business. Chad Knight, graduating with a Bachelor of Business. Melissa Kuslata, graduating with a Bachelor of Business. Pak Lee, graduating with a Bachelor of Business. Tenzin Longtok, graduating with a Bachelor of Business. Maria Mitrevraska, graduating with a Bachelor of Business. Hanan Nasa, graduating with a Bachelor of Business. Olivia Nichols, graduating with a Bachelor of Business. John Pesson, graduating with a Bachelor of Business. Joshua Pippin, graduating with a Bachelor of Business. Brittany Pressland, graduating with a Bachelor of Business. Angus Reedy, graduating with a Bachelor of Business. Isobel Robinson, graduating with a Bachelor of Business. Jack Salem, graduating with a Bachelor of Business. Tong Tek Hung, graduating with a Bachelor of Business. Amber Tucker, graduating with a Bachelor of Business. Jacqueline Walsh, graduating with a Bachelor of Business. Riley Woski, graduating with a Bachelor of Business. Chancellor, that concludes the presentation of graduate.
Thank you, Dr. Choi. I now invite Emily Lambourne, who is graduating today with a Bachelor of Business with distinction, to speak on behalf of the graduates. Thank you, Emily.
Good afternoon, Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, members of the Council, staff of the University, family and friends that are lucky enough to be here to celebrate, and of course, my fellow graduates. I'm honoured to have been chosen to address you this afternoon on behalf of the graduating cohort. Today, it is finally our turn to wear the hat and gown and celebrate what we have all worked tirelessly for, an experience that for me felt like a distant dream even 6 months ago. I personally remember watching my dad walk across this very stage 8 years ago and wondering when it would finally be my turn and what kind of person I would be then. As graduates, we've all followed a different path to get to this point, but now we're all at a common vital crossroads. We may feel reaching this milestone means that we have finally made it, but in reality, we've passed go, collected our $200, and now it's time to do another lap of the board and see what we're dealt. As students of the Newcastle Business School, we are in the fortunate position to have been in an environment where developing life-ready graduates was the focus of all the dedicated staff. We are encouraged to take our learning beyond the four walls of the classroom into the workplace to develop our transferable skills, enhance our resumes, and build our professional networks. Completing 100 hours of work-integrated learning with a local business was the highlight of my time with the University of Newcastle, as it gave real-world meaning to the theory from the textbooks and ignited my love for Canva. I truly believe that this experience was invaluable and helped all the pieces to fall into place to prepare me for today and ultimately my career. In reflection on our studies, I'm sure every graduate in this room has faced challenges in their path to this achievement. Whether it be the shift to online learning during 2020 or the shift back to face-to-face learning after barely leaving our houses for 6 months. If I could have a conversation with myself at the beginning of my university career, I'd use these words from Steve Jobs. You can't connect the dots looking forward, you can only connect them looking backwards. Somehow you just have to trust that the dots will somehow connect in your future. When we began our studies, we could not foresee the challenges and accommodate for them. Yet we have all persevered and made it to where we are today. We don't know where the dots will land for our future, but we've gotten this far. So there's nothing stopping us from continuing the journey. Thank you.
Thank you, Emily. Thank you for speaking so well on behalf of your colleagues here today. And it has been a tough course that you've all travelled. And as we mentioned earlier in the program, congratulations to you all, and congratulations, Emily, on speaking so well under these circumstances. I hope everyone has enjoyed today's ceremony, and I thank you for joining the university community in the celebration of the awarding of degrees. Before I declare the ceremony concluded, though, I'd this time like to ask that the graduates remain seated. And for everyone else, including my colleagues up here on the dais, I wonder if you'd stand and join me in applauding the wonderful achievement of these graduates. Thank you all very much. I now declare the ceremony concluded, and once again, congratulations to the graduates. It's an exciting world out there. Go out and make a difference. Thank you.